the game. So, the map. So you've got the whole sort of galaxy map over here, and with lots of individual stars that you can explore, which I like. That's always my favorite part of the game, is the exploration phase of it. And do we start with a fleet? No, we do not. We have not started with a fleet. So we are starting in Sol. We've got all the planets we're used to, including Pluto, which of course is not a planet at all. And we've got Earth over here, and here's the Sol system. And you can flip between the planets. Obviously, we haven't colonized anything other than Earth yet. The year is what? 2151? Yeah, 2151. So the first thing we'd have to do is build some ships, for example. So you might want to build a scout ship to look around, or we could actually start by colonizing right away. Let me flip over to colonizer. You can design your own ships. So there's small, medium, large, and huge ship classes, and you can have 4 variants, like sort of like bookmarked at any given time. So in the medium, there's like the troop transport ship, for example, and also the colonizer, and then like the bomber version, which comes with some fusion bombs and stuff like that. But yeah, so the colonizer just comes with the colonizer pods equipped, and you can like tweak these. Like this bomber, you're like, oh, fusion bombs and laser cannons. Let's take away the laser cannons, and in the front here, we're gonna give them some nuclear missiles instead, you know, and that's good. I like that. You also get to discover. You also get to design star bases as well, which is not something you usually got to do in Master of Orion, for example. They were mostly like auto arranged, so I like the ability to tweak that. That makes a huge difference. So we'll queue up a colonizer, and actually I'm going to go ahead and spend some money to instantly build that, for example. And then we've got some buildings here. There's 6 categories worth of stuff, and if we look here in the government, because this is a capital, I've got room for 12 buildings. I've currently got 4. So what I think I'm going to do is upgrade my research facilities. We'll let that sort of build normally. That'll be fine. Maybe queue up an industry upgrade as well. We're going to spend most of our money doing that, but that should be fine. We're going to hit return. We're going to skip to the next turn. So yeah, we got our colonizer has popped out there. And this is, again, at the galaxy screen. We can move the colonizer and use it to explore. But I think I'm going to be quite happy to tell my colonizer here to colonize Mars. So that'll queue up that move there. And so these are fleets, which this fleet only has the 1 colonizer in it, so it's pretty direct. But you could have a fleet with many ships. I think there's a limit, but I'm not sure how many. Maybe 10 ships in a fleet. Let me hit turn, and then we're going to colonize Mars. There's going to be a little animation there as the drop pods come down. I'm going to skip that. Mars has been colonized. The colonizer doesn't get used up, which to me was quite interesting, actually, because normally I'm used to the colonizers being used. Now, if I look at this colonizer here, you can see the colonizer pods at the bottom are grayed out. So they have to be refitted to be able to work again. The problem is you refit by being in orbit around the planet that's got a starbase, and right now Earth doesn't have a starbase yet. So I think what I'm going to do with this colonizer is actually just use it to kind of explore, I guess. There's a star nearby there. We'll send it over there. That should be fine. I think the colonizer has, yeah, it has a 1 supply bay, which gives it a supply of 8 turns. So it should be able to dart out and hit some of these star systems. If you run out of supply, you can still go. Actually, everything that's in blue here is what I can reach in the supply of my colonizer. So I can probably do this star and then this one here, and then I'll have to send it back to Earth to refuel, for example. And what's annoying is the scout ships don't actually have enough space for these supply bays. So you can send them out to scout, but they'll move extremely slowly because they won't really have much in the way of supplies. Anyway, if we've got that, oh, we're to actually do anything on Mars. We can rename it, of course, if we want to, but we'll leave it stay called Mars. It's fine. And it starts off, it's just a military outpost. It's just a listening post. We actually have to pay to upgrade it to a colony. Right now, no one really lives here, other than, you know, a skeleton crew to operate the military outpost. So we'll go ahead and start upgrading that into an actual colony. Mars itself is very resource poor, so it would make a poor industry site. It's also not a very good farming site either, but it could be a very valid research or trade or even an entertainment thing, you know, like Martian tourism, for example. And yeah, we can build these star bases and things like that. We might want to build a star base around Earth. The problem is it does cost 10 billion credits, which we don't have right now. We are turning a profit, though. In a few turns, we'll be able to afford it, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll skip another turn. Oh, we didn't look at tech yet. Let's take a look at the tech design screen. So this is a tech screen. To me, it's kind of reminiscent of Master of Orion in terms of being divided into like different categories like propulsion and electronics and so on and so forth. But it actually works very differently. You've got a certain amount of research. Right now, I'm producing about 7,000 units of research. And it's currently being split between all 6 categories. 15% in each of these and 20% down here, just, I don't know, because of rounding or whatever. But what you can do is you can have it focused. Like if we really wanted to finish the electronics down here, for example, the interstellar communicator. Sounds like a pretty useful tool. It allows you to communicate with your ships when they're actually like traveling around, as opposed to just when they're at, you know, parked in front of a sun. So we want that. So what we can do is we can click on electronics over here to focus our research in electronics. We still get a little bit of research everywhere, but most of it will go into electronics. And then even in electronics, I can tell it to focus on interstellar communications. So now we've gone from a situation where we were requiring 277 turns to research this to simply requiring 19 turns, and we'll get that. But everything sort of still gets built at the same time, and to me that's very realistic because, you know, a whole planet doesn't just research one thing at once. It makes sense that you can sort of focus and put more resources into one particular field. But to only research one thing at a time period doesn't make much sense. So you can choose to sort of focus in different areas or spread it around or whatever. Right now my research rate is not great, but it's there. Skip a turn. I think we're waiting for my my colony ship. Oh, has it entered the sector? Oh, it has too. Okay, yeah, I didn't realize it had reached here that fast. Now, right now, it's just somewhere in the sector. And if I look at the planets, I can see what planets are here. So we've got, you know, Yelan 6 here. It's an Arctic planet. If I click on it, I get some details, but I don't know what its resource status is, right? We don't know if it's a rich planet or not. So I can tell my colonizer, or actually any ship, to do a survey of the planet. So we'll survey, actually maybe the desert planet here. And so it'll spend a turn doing that. Finished surveying the planet. And so this desert planet has abundant resources and low pollution, and no archaeological things of any interest. So, and I can go and I can survey multiple planets, but this is not actually a very interesting solar system. So I'm going to take these guys, and there's not a yellow. Oh, there is a yellow sun. I think that's yellow. Yeah, yellow stars, which have the best chance of being habitable. So we'll go ahead and send the ship over there, and then we'll send it back home. I could be building some more ships, but I'm mostly waiting to save up some money so that I can build a starbase, so I can refit my my colony ship. Okay, colony has been built on Mars. Wonderful. We'll probably go and build one farming facility so they can produce a little bit of food, and then we'll build them a basic research facility as well. It's probably a pretty good start for them. So we'll go ahead, we'll research. Oh, there we go. Reached the destination. You can also pull up, not that page, this page here, and you can keep this window open to keep track of all your ships, and you can see anyone that are waiting orders, so you know that, like, oh, I have to go there and deal with that. Oh, there's a, what is this? A huge Terran planet. We're probably going to want to colonize that. I'm going to go ahead and do a survey on it anyway, but frankly, even if it was mineral poor, we would probably want to check that out. So it's going to survey that planet. It is abundant. That's really good. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and survey the other Terran planet as well. If we happen to find a rich one, we might want to colonize there first. Oh, it's still surveying. Oh, because it had to move from one planet to another. What do you give me? Abundant, low pollution. That's not bad. Now, at this point... Oh, we haven't started building that starbase yet. Do we have the money? We do. Earth. You. Build me a starbase. Thank you. 67 turns. Jesus. Yeah, it's got a lot of work left to do. You know what? I will spend money to finish the industrial facilities. I can't afford the starbase one, but I could rush the industrial stuff and hopefully shave some turns off the production. That seems reasonable. Yeah, I like that. So you then... Oh, you still have lots of turns of supplies. Oh, it's not distance, necessarily. Alright, well, go over there. That'll work out. Factories built on Earth. And how does that affect us? But cuts the time to build this in half, which is pretty nice. And yeah, it's 30 billion credits to build the next level of industry. So it does cost a lot more to keep leveling these things up. The first few are relatively cheap. We'll say that. Morale is content here. We could build entertainment. I don't know how much, like... I haven't played very far in this game. Just enough to get a little bit of a taste of it and know that, like, alright, I'm kind of digging it. Oh, farming facilities built on Mars. That's good. We're actually consuming more food than we produce over here. We do have pretty crappy, like, it's 50% farming just because the landscape kind of sucks. Upgrading to hydroponic farms seems like it would make sense. It's 3 times food instead of 2 times food. Probably still have to import. 1 billion credits. Probably worth doing. 100 turns? Wow. Okay, and let's go and scout out one more system that we skipped earlier. How does it get resupplied? I actually don't know how it got resupplied, but apparently it's not running out of juice. I thought I would have to like park it at a planet, but alright, I guess it can just keep going on forever. Maybe as long as it's close enough to home? Yeah, it got resupplied again. Interstellar communication is finished. Good. So we can actually have it change paths if we want. Let's get this thing to keep moving around. Now, tech-wise, we could keep focusing on the interstellar communicator, get it up to level 2. But I think what I'm going to do is actually move to focusing on the universal translator now. So if we run into some aliens, we'll be able to, you know, communicate a little bit better. It gives us a bonus to diplomacy. All right, add another system. Go and explore there. Oh, we've explored. Yeah, lots of supply. We're good there. Oh, maybe this area here. No, that's my communication range. I don't know. What? What is that? Oh, it's an alien ship. We're not actually talking to each other. We didn't get a diplomacy event, did we? Races, that's what I'm looking for. Nope. We have not officially met them yet. And normally you can play this in mission mode, and there's actually quite a lot of storylines and missions and things that pop up. Alright, so we're better at diplomating people. And we keep getting supplied. What if I go really far away? We have 22 billion credits. We can probably do something with that. Actually, I could rush the starbase. Let's do that. I'm gonna rush the starbase. I'm going to send this ship home. Good, the colonizer has arrived, so we're going to tell it to orbit the Earth, which clearly has a starbase listed there. We're going to do that. And it's been resupplied, but not refitted yet. I think we have to wait a turn in orbit. There we go. Refit. Now if I mouse over it, the colonizer pod is ready to go again. So where was it? You bastard. The Kuntari, which is a non-inappropriate name here, took the planet I wanted. Son of a bitch. Is that Terran one? Oh, we didn't even scout it, so we don't know if it's good or not. Well, I guess I'm going to go to Quatra. We'll colonize there. Oh, there we go. We got another breakthrough in our tech. Oh, we actually reached level 2. Let's take away the focus. We're clearly, yeah, we're producing a lot more research than we used to as well, so things are going to come a little bit faster. I think I'm actually just going to focus on biotech genetic manipulations. Makes us smarter. Better soldiers, smarter scientists, and engineers. Maybe we get a tech boost. Alright, we've arrived. Let's colonize the Terran planet. We have no idea what the quality of the planet is. It looks pretty. It's $21.99. New military outpost. We'll send the colony ship back home to resort itself. And it's abundant, low pollution, 75% habitable. It can fit 20 billion people on it. Sounds good to me. Obviously, we're going to want to upgrade it to a colony right away. How much would it cost? 3 billion credits. Let's do it. Let's rush it. We have no military ships to defend ourselves with. I should go and steal Ozamari. I think this red line represents trade. Now, can I talk to them yet? No. I think I have to actually send a ship to their area. Another breakthrough in genetic manipulation. Focus on xenobiology. Yeah, because it's 10% more industry research. Geez, that's really good. The first level is really good. After that, it's an extra 3%. So it's slightly less valuable, though clearly we'll want to get it at some point. I'll go for the genetic manipulations right now. On Earth, Let's build a troop transport. Maybe use the scout a little bit. Scout. So go and orbit the Earth. Get refitted. There we go, just like that. Thank you. And now, I don't know if there's another planet we're interested in. $21 billion people on this huge Terran. Sounds pretty good to me. We'll send you to Mundane. Oh, there we go. We're officially meeting someone. They're not the greatest CG cutscenes, but they're not terrible. The Gargle Regime. It's good to meet fellow travelers. We look forward to learning from each other. So if I recall correctly, these guys are aquatic, and they also have a significant bonus to research. Looks like their homeworld might be Quatra? No. Oh no, those are just my planets. I actually don't know where they are. Hello! We got our genetic manipulation. Oh, I was still focused on that. I thought I moved to xenobiology. Let's do that, because if we look at the races... oh, we're out of communications range with them, so I actually can't initiate anything. So let's not worry about xenobiology. Let's move our focus to propulsion, because we're nearly done that anyway. And pick up some engine upgrades. Seems good to me. Meeting someone else over here. That looks like an aggressive kind of ship. That's a lot of guns. That is a lot of guns. Who's this? Oh, the Kuntari. Contact with the people of force such as yours can only strengthen us. Be welcome. Alright. Can I communicate with you? No. Yeah, so they're up to 3 planets already, but we're almost going to be there. Maybe I should have built a second colonizer. Actually, I probably should. I guess I've got the transport queued up. Yeah, I'll let it finish. That's fine. I wonder if it needs more farming. We're trading some stuff away. We've got a slight surplus, but our population could definitely continue to grow. No, we can't afford anything. We can afford the better farms. And maybe some trade. Actually, the trade seems like a good idea. We'll do both. Trade and farming. So you are going to colonize this big Terran planet. We're going to hope that it's got abundant terrain. Fusion power generation has been discovered. Provides power to all ship systems. Okay. Right, so not only have we leveled up nuclear engines and nuclear power generation to level 2, but we've actually discovered fusion power generation, which we could research instead of the nuclear power, and then start to use that. I don't know if there's pros or cons or whatever, but I like how there's a bunch of different technologies. Anyway, I haven't looked very deeply into this game. This is sort of just a first impressions kind of thing, and the problem is, like that, I really wish I had a chance to look at more of this earlier, because I feel like it's going to be amazing. Oh, it's resource poor. That's too bad. So we'll make this a farming community. We'll still upgrade it. And it can have huge amounts of stuff, so more research and everything. So Quatra is obviously going to be a very big production center. Keeps showing us this because someone's buzzing around in our system. They're not doing anything. And I do like if I go in here, I'm on the sort of like tactical version of Sol here, right? The sun, the earth, Mars, and battles actually take place on this map, which is kind of cool. I should just like start a random fight. I don't think he's not attacking me, is he? Like I'm not misinterpreting what's going on. I don't think so. Yeah, there's no military news. We could just attack him, though. Our transport has guns. Just for the sake of demonstration, we're going to go ahead and say, where is he? I don't actually know where he's located. Is he just in the system somewhere? He's not around one of the planets. Because I would ideally want to orbit wherever he is. Whatever, let's engage. Skip turns. So now here's my ship. I actually just turned myself. Oh, that's where they are. Way over here. So let's go into their general direction. I don't think the starbase can reach. Or can it? No, everything's out of range. But I've officially initiated combat. Okay, we used up all our moves. Oh, I unleashed some fighters from the starbase. Okay. I expect this guy's just going to run off. We used up all our moves, right? Yes. You know, very, very Master of Orion-ish. Yeah, they're just going to take off. This whole thing has been kind of silly. I'm just going to hit space to automate the rest of the combat and get out of there. There he is. Okay, I couldn't see him. Such a small ship. That's Pluto. I suppose I could just tell my guys to orbit Pluto, and then if he sticks around... Yeah, let's do that. You guys, orbit Pluto. I'll take him a turn. Oh, new story. Food, trade, tourism, research, and industry. Problem is, I don't know which one of these I am. I'm probably the green one. I'm not doing as well as the AI. Fusion power generator has been upgraded. Let's take a look at that. 6 turns to the next one. May as well just keep researching that. And then, yeah, you can just keep improving. Yeah, they've finally left. Yeah, and don't come back. You, colonizer, need to orbit the Earth and get your refit. Meanwhile, this transport ship can probably just go on more, like, surveying duties and find more stuff. There you go. There's your taste of Horizon. I certainly haven't played enough to know if it's, like, awesome or sucky, but it certainly feels pretty good. I don't know what the other reviews are. I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Like, happens all the time where I get these review copies of games, and for me, the question is not, is it worth buying? The question is, I have a very limited amount of time to play just, like, random games. It has to be freaking amazing for me to spend any time doing this at all. So, we'll find out what it's like at that point. So, yeah, that's it for my look at Horizon.